Hi everyone, Gianni DePoccia here with you for TheoTrade, and today is Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. Seeing some sell side action in stocks again today. It's been a few days worth of selling here at the index level, but I think the bigger story is the rotation taking place underneath the surface of the market. So let's be frank, last week was a tough week for the tech sector, basic materials. XLB came in as the top performer, whereas financials actually had a good week too. You had XLF, the financials ETF, hitting a new all-time high even as recently as yesterday, and a lot of bank stocks have held up very nicely. So the S&P, you actually saw a record closing high in the S&P cash index last week. S&P futures did not make a new all-time high on the intraday level. We did just roll over to the March contract, so you need to make sure that you are looking at that contract at this point now going forward. But the bigger concern, the bigger worry is how the NASDAQ did not make a new all-time high last week. I don't like to see that. Whenever I see a breakout higher at the index level, I prefer to see the NASDAQ lead. I can't tell you how many times we come into these videos and say, hey, semiconductors are leading, tech is outperforming, the Nasdaq's up the most compared to the Dow and the S&P. That points to good things happening. Well, that's not been the case recently. I mean, today you do have the Nasdaq down less than the S&P and the Dow, which is a good sign. You even see here the Dow futures made a new all-time high yesterday. But again, this concern persists because you're seeing the Dow lead on the breakout higher. Even the Russell 2000 hit a new all-time high last week. That's leading the sell-off lower today. So where does this leave us right now? Well, the Nasdaq's actually holding up pretty well today, as I mentioned a moment ago. On an intraday level, this has been a very choppy market, just all over the place. Semiconductors really aren't acting that strong right now. So we really need to see how things shape up going into the end of the week. And the reason I say that is because this is the last full trading week of 2025. Next week, markets are going to close early on Christmas Eve, and then we're entirely closed on Christmas Day. And then the following week, markets are closed on New Year's Day. So, there's a massive rotation taking place. I do want to focus on some of the things happening in financials because some pretty interesting setups happening here. You look at some of the big bank names like JP Morgan, that hit a new all-time high yesterday. It's pretty tough for me to be outright bearish in this environment. I do think that we're going to need to see some sort of big breakout higher, just a big update in stocks in the next week or two here. The back half of December tends to be more bullish from a seasonal standpoint compared to the first half. And yes, guys, the Santa Claus rally does not happen. It has not started yet. It starts after the Christmas holidays. So you still got some time before those factors kick in. But when we talk about the Santa Claus rally, we're only really looking forward to maybe a rally of like on average 1.5%. It's not life changing. You're not going to make your year, in this so-called Santa Claus rally period. But again, the bigger picture is you look at some of these banks, Bank of America, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, these are all hitting new multi-year highs. And in many cases, finally like recovering from finally recovering all the losses from the global financial crisis in the case of like Citigroup and Bank of America. I mean, just take a look at this monthly chart. I mean, Citigroup still hasn't. Bank of America just finally hit a new all-time high after how long was that? 19 years. So how's that for buy and hold until the market starts to cooperate? So opportunities coming in different pockets of the market. What do we look for now? Tech had one of its longest winning streaks in years just recently. Now it's down 3-4 days in a row, and I don't think it's necessarily worth throwing out the towel on totally, but there's going to be pockets of opportunity elsewhere. And we're no longer in the early stages of this bull market, guys. We're 8 months beyond that low from April 7th. And so it's normal to see tech lead coming out of that low. Well, now we're in the next phase of the bull market. That doesn't mean that tech can't and won't hit new all-time highs. It just means you're probably not going to be getting the best bang for your buck in the tech sector anymore. There still will be some one-off names that do very well, especially when it comes to growth, but we're no longer in that environment that we were in this past summer where pretty much every tech stock was doing well. There still are tech stocks doing well, and we're in quite a few of those in the Trinity trade right now. But there's other segments of the market that have attracted a lot of our attention recently as well. Now, I do want to talk about the biggest development happening today in the market, and it actually has to do with crude oil. Crude oil is breaking to a new multi-year low. In fact, we are back down to prices that we have not seen in about 5 years. So lowest prices since February of 2021. This is an absolutely monumental development in the market right now because currently the market is only anticipating one more rate cut from the Fed next year. There's concerns about inflation. This breakdown in oil prices is going to quell some of those concerns. Now, I've been talking about how, if we are going to see more than one interest rate cut next year, chances are that, we might get, a 10 to 15% correction in the first quarter. But crude oil breaking down might actually give us a little bit more wiggle room on that front. We may just go sideways for a few more months. I'm still leaving the door open for a 10 to 15% correction in the first quarter, maybe even as late as like going into April, May of next year. But the earlier we see it, the better it would be. Crude oil breaking down is going to lower inflation expectations. In fact, if you're worried about some of these oil companies, ExxonMobil has a new project where they only have a break-even rate of around $30 per barrel. So you actually have a situation now where an ounce of silver costs more than a barrel of oil. I don't think this is going to last long. But where do we settle now for crude oil? Okay. Where do we settle in for crude oil? I mean, you got to zoom out and take a look at this because this breakdown is absolutely huge. We're at 55. We break 55. It's basically a straight shot down to like 35 to 45. Anywhere in that zone, you could form an important long-term bottom. That actually sets the stage for inflation to return. Okay. But it's also going to support the consumer near term because people will spend the difference. It's going to help to boost spending going into the first quarter and even pay down some of the credit card balances that people rack up during the holidays. I think you get where I'm going with this. But this is going to help the consumer discretionary sector. In fact, you look at stocks like Victoria's Secret, you look at stocks like Gap, you look at stocks like Abercrombie and Fitch, just select names in the retail space. They're coming back to life. American Eagle as well. You had the whole Sydney Sweeney campaign, and the stock has been doing well ever since. So retail stocks are starting to strengthen. And I think crude oil tells the bigger story about this because, for the 90% of the country, that accounts for 50% of the spending in the United States. Yes, the savings at the gas pump actually makes a difference on what their consumer discretionary, what their discretionary spending looks like. So big development there. Bonds bouncing a little bit again today. I'm not looking for that big low in bonds until sometime in January. Precious metals kind of just chopping around, going sideways here near the highs. Crypto still looks like it has some issues, getting a little bit of a bounce today. I mean, if we're forming a higher low here, that could be a good sign, but really need to see that high from last week taken out. If you form a higher low here and and take out that high from last week, you can make an argument that you've completed a higher high and a higher low, and a new bull trend is starting, but need to still trend carefully in the crypto environment right now. I think the fundamental backdrop with debt devaluation and money printing, and the Fed buying billions of treasury bills a little here and there already, liquidity conditions improving. This is all going to help crypto. But could we get one final washout low? That's definitely a possibility. If we take out last week's high before dropping to new lows, then I think you do have to increase some exposure on the long side. So that's kind of where we stand big picture right now. And again, we're coming into the back half of the month. That should, support some risk assets here near term, but it is just a choppy market right now. You can see we had that bid. You're right back down near the lows now. And I wouldn't look for some buying to come in until, maybe it starts tomorrow, Thursday, Friday. I think we'll get a bid come back at this point. But the biggest thing to take away is that the NASDAQ needs to make a new all-time high. If the NASDAQ does not make a new all-time high, then we're going to have some issues. Last thing I'm going to share, guys, is that we do have a special going on right now, the Theo3 Pass. This allows you to swap between any 3 services here at TheoTrade at any given time to try out, Professor's Genesis Cog, Don's Alerts, Brandon's Ghost Prints, My Trinity Trade, Tony's, futures trading, whatever you want to try out. You can switch back and forth. Give us a call here at TheoTrade, 623-244-5657. And ask about the Theo3 Pass. I think it's a really great feature going into New Year to try out, different services and find the one that fits what you need. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. Hope to see you in the TheoTrade chat room. I will see you same time, same place next week. Take care, all.